Rockeyez would like to welcome Acey Slade. Hey, man, what's going on?
How are you doing, Brian?
Very good, very good. You just got off tour with Joan Jett, and I mean, you got a long history in music from the Murder, Dolls Dope, Trustlight Vision, and so on. You happy the way everything worked out?
Of course.
Yeah, I guess you would be. You know.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it didn't work out the way that I thought it would. That's for sure.
Right.
But you know, nothing great ever does. You know.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Tell me some experiences on the recent, tour with Joan Jett. Anything really special that sticks out in your mind?
Well, let's see. I mean, over the years, there's been a lot of amazing things. You know, I've taken more of a sabbatical the past couple months just to finish up my album.
Right.
But probably the Foo Fighters tour is definitely like a highlight of my life, just because I'd never been to South America before.
Right.
We were in a private 747. I mean, a 747 normally holds 450 people.
Right. Yeah.
And this was decked out to hold just 80. So that gives you the level of comfort that we had. So we're flying around South America in a private 747 with the Foo Fighters.
Wow.
It doesn't get any better than that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
But even like, you know, doing, you know, a lot of the special guests that come up and play with Joan sometimes, you know, Slash has come up, Laura Jane Grace from Against Me, Pat Smear. So, yeah.
Wow.
There's like a ton. Yeah.
Wow. Man, you could just imagine people, you know, I mean, just your career, and you know, you must be amazed that you know, the fan support through the years and stuff like that. How much do the fans mean to you?
Oh, I mean, the music begins and ends with them.
Right.
You know, so without the fans, there's no music. You know.
Wow. Now. During, I guess, the last couple months, I think it was March or something, you started working on a solo album. Did you always have that in the works or in the plans?
Nah. I mean, I always liked being more in a band situation.
Right.
But, you know, it was really funny. I was in a spot where I'm like, I haven't put anything out for a long time. I don't really have the time to form a band,
right? You
know, because I'm just on the road all the time playing in other bands too. And so originally it was just going to be like a 4-song EP, and then all of a sudden everyone's like, no, we want a full length. And I got to tell you, dude, it was scary. It's like I played most everything. I mean, I had help with some friends, but you know, I wrote all the songs. I played everything. I did all the artwork. I was responsible for this whole thing, and it was really scary.
Right.
But the fans like never stopped believing. So,
cool.
You know.
Cool. And the disc is going to be called Valentine's for Sick Minds. How'd you come up with that name?
How did I don't know. Because Baklava for Dracula was already taken, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I sometimes I just get like these weird phrases in my head, and the more I thought about it, like kind of each song in a way is kind of like a love letter to someone that I had an experience with over the past couple of years, and you know, that's kind of what I think of each song as, a little Valentine to some sick mind that I know. You know.
Right. And you're going to be using Pledge Music this time around, and I mean, there's some amazing merchandise. I went there and checked it out and stuff like that. Really, if you're an Acey Slade fan, I think that's the place to go.
For sure.
You know, some amazing guitars. I mean, you know, if you're a fan of Acey Slade, you know, there's your props. Go get it. And tell me a little bit how that Pledge Music is working out.
It's awesome. It's like the best thing ever. For two reasons. One, you know, after you know, the demise of the hard copy of music, there wasn't really anything. I don't know. There wasn't anything that could connect you to the artist anymore. You know, like there's no connection to an MP3.
Right.
And when the pledge thing came up, it was like, all right, well, you can offer people handwritten lyrics, you can offer them studio reports, you can offer them so many other things that we couldn't get before. So now I feel like it's game on again. Now it's like, oh, cool, man. Like now we can get physical copies of the CD if we want, or maybe I don't. Maybe I like having extra space in my house and I want the digital download, but it'd be cool to get a T-shirt.
Right.
So. It's been awesome. It's been great.
Right. I mean, you even show the guitar you use when you open up for Ace Frehley. That's available and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, any hardcore Acey fan, Slade would love to have that on his wall or actually be playing it and, stuff like that. Is it hard giving up some of that memorabilia?
Yes and no.
Right.
I mean, yes in that, man, I love my instrument. I live in New York where you've got like these small apartments and you're kind of like, man, God, I've got so many freaking guitars just cluttering up the place,
Right.
But then there's like 13-year-old me that's like, dude, I want to have 800 guitars,
Yeah.
So yes and no, and this year it was only made a little bit easier by the fact that this year I just need to clean house.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, what do you really actually play? What do you really actually use right now? And, not only that, but it makes it easier when I know that someone that digs the music is going to get it. Like, it's not like you're taking it to a pawn shop.
Right.
It's not like you're selling it to someone anonymously. I know who got that guitar.
Right.
They wanted me to sign their name on it, and that rules.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Okay, tell me a little bit about the disc.
Well, it's round. No, I'm kidding. Well, I started recording it as an EP, and then it turned into a full length. And I had Frank Fair from Guns N' Roses played drums on a couple tracks, and then my buddy Chris from Dead Star Assembly played the rest of the drums.
Right.
And then my other friend Christian Martucci, who plays for Stone Sour, he played lead guitar and also co-wrote one of the songs with me.
Right.
And it's very rock and roll. It's very stripped down. 3 chords and a cloud of dust. A lot of attitude. Wow. Lot of gritty vocals, and it's a rock and roll record, man. It's a rock and roll record through and through.
Right. Is it completed or?
Yes, it is. I completed it a couple days ago, the recording aspect. And I dropped off the hard drive today with the entire album on it, and it's being mixed. I think they're going to start mixing tomorrow.
Wow. Will you do any shows?
I really want to.
Right.
But because I kind of am handling everything with this record, I needed to do like first things first, you know? Right. And there's going to be some more information coming out soon, but there's 2 other records that I'm also working on right now that aren't necessarily Acey Slade records.
Right.
But I can't really talk about what they are right now.
Okay.
Well, one of them I can. There's an artist named Rachel Lauren, and I'm working with her. And then another one involves a band that I am an alumni of, and we're working on a new record too. Cool. But there's going to be more information on that soon. I can't talk about that. I've been sworn to secrecy, and if I did tell you, your phone would explode the second you hung up.
Oh, wow.
And the recording device, and the internet.
That's it.
The whole internet would explode.
Oh, forget
Brian,
it.
because of us having this conversation.
There goes my site.
It wouldn't be the Koreans, and it wouldn't be Putin. It would be you and me talking about that album.
And then just dead silence. That's it. So
it'd be crazier than the Ashley Madison thing.
Forget it. Forget it. Wow. So what's the next step? What are you doing for the rest of the year then?
The rest of the year, I have a pretty big tour booked for November with one of the bands that I can't talk about. And I have that, and then I have some possible shows with Rachel, and I want to do some shows with my thing as well. Right. But it's I just gotta make sure that the timing's right. It's funny because with me being involved in so many things, I got to make sure that I find guys that are like, hey man, like we're just going to do a couple shows, or maybe it's going to be, a year of touring. I don't know.
Right.
Like I need people who have that type of flexibility.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you like the experience of an intimate club, or you like the bigger venues?
When I was a kid, I remember reading an interview with, I think it was like Steven Tyler or somebody, and they're like, oh, we like the small clubs better.
Right.
And I would be like, how can that be? Like, how can you compare the energy of playing to 500 people to, 15,000?
Right.
And it's actually true. Like when you play the arenas, there's about 20 feet in between you and the front row, even. But when you play these 500 capacity places, there might not be any security guard pit at all.
Right.
And so, yeah, I hate to say it, but I like the clubs better.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
my landlord likes the bigger places better. He likes when I play those more.
Right. I'm sure. Yeah.
My landlord and my credit card people.
Oh, yeah.
They all love when I play the arenas. But,
oh, yeah.
But for myself,
Oh, definitely. I'm sure they love it. Taxman cometh, So.
Yeah. Totally.
So when you go on tour, is there any special things that, you would want on your tour rider or like in the past?
Well, it's funny because they usually just ignore them anyway. So you're talking about, like, do I want to just be resentful when I walk into the dressing room?
You got to have something special.
Well, usually what I like is, I'm a coffee snob.
Right.
So, I like a good coffee on the rider.
Right.
I don't know. I'm pretty easy, man. I just like, as long as there's good coffee and water. I'll tell you what I don't like. I hate when it's just shitty food.
Right.
And it's like, why did you even spend the money? Like, there's people. This money could be used for such better things instead of you buying things that aren't fit for a dog.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Is there any kind of like merch available right now besides stuff on the, Pledge Music that people could obtain from you?
Just the stuff on the Pledge site, because that's kind of where I want to direct the attention right now.
Right. Wow. So through all the years, what's your biggest experience that you hold dear to you besides the Foo Fighters?
Probably when we played with Joan in Rio, and we headlined the second stage right before the Foos. We played to like 80,000 people, and we killed it. Wow. We were great that night. Joan's consistent though, so we were good every night, but that night was a really good one. Probably with the Murder Dolls when we sold out Brixton. That was really cool.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember one time, like when we were flying from England to Japan, we had to like fly over China and all that stuff. And one thing I will never lose is that little kid in me that always dreamed of doing this shit. And so when I'm in the plane and I'm looking at the flight tracker and I'm like, so this is awesome. Like, I got to go to England and now I get to go to Japan, and we fly over like this way. Like, I'd been to those places before, but like flying, like, you fly from New York to London and then back to New York, or you fly from New York to Tokyo and Tokyo back. But to go like that way, that was awesome.
Wow.
That was cool. I had like 3 different types of currency in my wallet. I was like, yes, this is awesome.
Wow, that's amazing. Acey Slade, Valentine's for Sick Minds. Go to Pledge Music, check out Acey Slade, and congratulations, man. I really appreciate you giving me a call today and doing this interview. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Hey, man, the music begins and ends with you guys, and never forget that. And thank you so much for everything.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.